Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode on the First Time Pictures podcast. And for episode number 23, we have the highest grossing animated movie of all time, Ne Zha 2. And I think we should get into Ne Zha 1, which I think everyone should go watch before watching the second one. When you watched the first one, did you first, like animation wise, when you were watching it, did you feel like Uncanny Valley, kind of what is this? Or,
For sure, 100%.
okay,
Especially because it looks like you can tell in some areas it's lower budget. I know that there's some TV shows that came out for How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda,
okay,
and they don't have like the same voice actors, and you could tell the animation is nowhere near what the movies were. And I felt like the character designs in the moment when I'm watching it really reminded me of that. So I was very put off by that, and that's why I was like, I don't feel like watching this from start to finish. But then when the movie would get into the action, that's when shit would go down, and it would actually like look
yeah.
clean, and the movements were very fluid, especially the way they animated water. The water looked fantastic in the first one for being low budget as well. As soon as it went to the beach and the ice Ao Bing started
Oh,
kicking the thing with him on the beach on the sunset, I was like, that's a beautiful shot, and I'm sold. Like as soon as it showed that shot and it solidified their friendship,
yeah.
I felt so invested. I was like, you sold me. Like I know the rest could look kind of weird,
Hmm.
but not the ending, obviously, because I thought the ending looked incredible and the fight scenes were incredible. But that leads me to the second movie because literally within the first 5 seconds of not the little background where it was like animated different, but like the first 5 seconds of seeing the characters, I was like, holy shit, they added like all this detail.
Yeah. It's
And
so
like,
smooth, crisp.
yeah, you see the freckles and pores on every character. It was so crisp.
The detail in the second one. I mean, if we're just jumping back and
It's
forth from
insane.
first to second movie, the upgrades from the first to the second are definitely so massive, and it
Yeah,
it
astronomical.
was funny because watching the movie for the first time on a Friday and then watching it the
Uh-huh.
second one on a Saturday back to
Back to
back,
back.
like it feels like, oh wow, I saw this what it was years ago and I see what it is now, like with the fresh
Yeah,
mental
yeah.
image. It's like, wow, they come a long way to what they are now. It's like, oh, there was some detail in certain scenes, like they would have mud on their hands, right? And usually
Uh-huh.
if in a movie, if they had mud on their hands, they would just wipe it off and boom, clean hands. But this one they had where it was like
Yeah.
he was muddy, he was wiping mud off, and then you could see like mud stains being left and like being
Like the
dragged.
residue.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Of
Yeah,
like his,
crazy attention to detail.
yeah, I was like, wow, like they spent their money, bro. 5 years later to get the second one out, like
Yeah, they did. I kind of noticed those like hyper realistic details too, because even like I was saying, when characters were close to the camera or close to the screen, because I know there's no camera, but I could see like the little bumps in their nose and like the
mm,
little ridges, and I saw all this extra detail that like I was in. Of course, I saw it in Dolby, so I was just amazed
right,
by how fluid and beautiful and detailed every, because you also see the same exact characters, so you see it like a one-to-one comparison of like, oh, I know what you look like
right,
before.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not just a new character that's animated well, it's like the same characters look like night and day difference. Not to say that the first one was like off-putting, but if I could give an analogy, it felt like watching a college player, how you're like, oh, I see your potential. Like you're doing
Mm,
good in the minor leagues.
mm-hmm,
And then once they go in the big leagues, they become like a legend. That's what I felt like this was, where
mm,
the second movie was just the big
yeah,
leagues, and they did amazing with the
dude.
visuals.
The second movie was definitely the big league, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I was thinking like this is like a blockbuster. Like when I think of a blockbuster movie, this is the shit I want to see. Like this
yeah.
crazy giant plots and fights, and everything was 10 out of 10.
Virgil, I want to close out our summary
Go
for
go go.
Neja 1 because I think,
Oh, do you want to rate it?
no, I just want to close off some of like the
Okay.
things, like kind of talk about that, so then when we get into Neja 2, it's like, but
Okay.
Neja 1, I guess if we're gonna compare it to Ne Zha 2, like Ne Zha 1 was such a simple, like almost origin story movie,
Yeah.
which
Self-contained, like one villain.
yeah, like one story going across, right? It all starts with the moon and the sun creating that demon, and that's how it starts the movie, and it gets separated. We follow that track the
Uh-huh.
whole movie, and I think that's why the first one was like it almost felt like warm, like a nice like you follow this story of this
Mm-hmm.
kid who's supposed to be evil, and you feel bad for their parents because it's not their
Naruto.
yeah, exactly.
Did you get
No,
strong Naruto vibes,
it's
bro?
exactly Naruto, right? Like it's exactly
Literally.
it's
Demon Child
demon child cursed, and the city hates him, and he's an outcast, and he
playing by himself.
playing by himself, by alone at the swing set. He just wants to play with people.
Yeah.
Uh, he thinks he's having fun, like Naruto. He'll spray paint, but he's like causing a nuisance, just like Ne
For
Zha,
attention.
scaring
Yep.
the city for attention. Like a strong, strong Naruto vibes, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I love me Naruto.
Same.
So that's what I really liked about the first one. That it felt like the story made sense all along. It was just straight. Getting into the second one, it's like, all right, glad you have all of that because we're about to take off, and the direction
Yeah.
they go is just like everything is 10 times crazier than when it was.
10 times crazier. Yeah. They amped everything up to 11. Bro, before this movie, I was reading a lot of reviews, right? And so I
Mm-hmm.
would watch a review and I would notice like it only has 7,000 views. I'm like, why is nobody like who has like a good following, who does this for like who's very prominent in the review game reviewing this movie?
Yeah.
And then I would read the comments. Bro, the comments would sound like this. I really like this movie. I especially appreciated the callback to the Chinese mythology, specifically with the
Ah.
character Ne Zha. And I'm like, this is Chinese propaganda, bro. What is this? This is Chinese propaganda. And then I just read comments like that. Then the next video I watched, bro, the same profile, copy pasted, the same fucking
Oh.
comment. I was like, no, are we going to review a Chinese propaganda movie where it's like,
Oh.
where the praise is just because like they're really pushing it and it's just a thing that maybe China likes but it's not gonna translate to us as viewers in a different culture. I know you and I are actually a lot more used to seeing Asian media. We watch a lot of anime,
Yeah.
like a lot. We've read plenty of
A
mangas.
lot. Okay, bro, don't need to
Yeah.
expose us. Damn, bro. Chill. We're live.
But so that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And I can safely say, like, what do you think? In my opinion, I was like, nah. And, like, honestly, the propaganda was true. Like, this movie was so fucking good.
Bro, it's not propaganda if
I
it's true,
especially
bro.
appreciated the Chinese culture
You're
references.
right. I appreciated that too. Like you replied to them. But
Yeah, that was my fear.
this movie is like mythology. And I know you said you found some reasons of what they based this movie on, right? What did you find in your research for Ne Zha 2 or Ne Zha in general?
Well, I was researching like why did Chinese people in particular like this movie? Because we
Okay.
can like it for a different reason, but why do they like it in particular? And from my research, it's because it's so culturally influenced. So
Yeah.
just like I guess a lot of Hispanics felt very emotionally attached to a movie like Coco, where it's their culture, so you feel a little bit more connected. That's one of the reasons that the Chinese audiences specifically like this movie because it had so much of their culture and the fact that they amped it up to 11 and it was so good. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that it's their culture being so good gave them like a sense of pride with this film. Like, shit, we did that. Like, we really did
Mm-hmm.
that. And we really did that with our own history and culture and mythology. So there was a lot of like pride when it came to this film, and I don't blame them. Like this movie made their mythology extremely entertaining and sympathetic and funny, badass. What about you? You said you were doing some research.
Dude, exactly how you were saying, they just included their mythology, but almost in like a seamless way because I wasn't watching this and being like, ah, like yes, they did provide certain names to mythology people, And maybe if
Uh-huh.
you like knew the mythology, like, oh, that's Sir Edward, he was the ruler of this. But
Oh, uh-huh.
even if you didn't know that, it's not like that information maybe could have added something to what was going on. But when I watched it, yeah, they had the deities and names and temples, but I'm like, oh, it's just a temple. It's just this. It's just this guy. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't like, I don't know the religious backgrounds and I'm lost in this movie. So I think they did a good
Yeah.
job at world building enough so that like you could listen to what they're telling you and follow the story. It wasn't like, hey, read your Chinese mythological books before you
Or else
get
you won't be able
here.
to connect to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. It was
Yeah.
like, no, like we got you, bro. Like come watch the movies. But the research that I did do, this deity or whatever, Ne Zha, was written about like
Uh-huh.
back in like the 1600s or 16th century. It's like if the figure Superman was like created back then, like this figure, and he was like
Ah.
this icon in like I don't know if it's a religion what it really is, but it's like it's a story that, people kind of
Are familiar with, I guess, like their culture's familiar
yeah,
with.
like a mythic tale or something like that, like
Uh-huh.
folklore or stuff like that. People know about Ne Zha because he was in this book, and in that book was a battle of gods, and Ne Zha was on one side, and there was this other guy who was like his rival on the other side, and that's the story that's told
Hmm.
in folklore. So people like are like, okay, Ne Zha is like Jesus' story almost, like if they made action Jesus, and it's like, oh my God, like.
Even if you want to like parallel it to Western like audiences, I told Valerie before going in, I was like, just think about how we make movies like let's take Wonder Woman or even Thor. Like we have our own mythology that we say it's like, oh, this is the child
True,
of Zeus. Like
true.
these are like Greek gods, and so China and Japan, they also have their own
Yeah.
gods and mythology that they are making stories on. So I think that's a good parallel to like kind of mirror it, like they exactly have their own gods. Like Thor is the son of I think Zeus or who?
Odin.
Odin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the son of Odin, the god of thunder or whatever.
Hmm.
And same thing with Ne Zha. He's the demon god, but he's actually a good person. And let's like talk about the plot a little bit. So this movie picks
Yes.
off. I felt like the beginning action scene was so good that it could have been something
Oh.
that they saved for like the ending. Like how the mom and the dad fighting against like the squid and the shark was so fucking fire. Like
Dude.
that action scene was insane. I'm like, this is like a final fight scene, man. It's the beginning, the first
Dude,
one.
they came out swinging, bro, almost like Superman style. They start off and freaking battle right
Yeah.
away. Like, and that battle was like badass, bro. The freaking dragons all come out and all
Yeah.
freaking beam down on the force field, and then they just cut open everything, the lava. Like, dude, right there, I was like, "Yo, this animation is crazy!" And it's only like like
Yeah.
you get that in the first 5 to 10 minutes, bro. Like, it was so
They
crazy.
set
Like,
the tone immediately.
bro, like I know we've already like freaking talked about the animation like for so long because it's like actually a spectacle to watch, like you said. Like the
For
first
real.
5 minutes, you just get like this crazy colors and dragons flying and moving and the ice and everything.
Hmm.
You just get it like right off the rip. Like I thought
Right off the
they
rip.
came off swinging, bro, and like it only gets bigger from that little fight scene. Like that fight scene's actually
Yeah, every
little
scene.
on in scale
Yeah.
compared to everything.
It was good enough for a final fight scene, and it was the least like impressive one. And so it's like they kept topping themselves, and that was again my worry. Like, did you feel that at all? Because every review I listened to said that the animation was incredible. I'm like, but how incredible can it be? Like, you're hyping it up. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go in there and be like, that was pretty good. But even with all the hype, I left the theater like,
Okay.
kind of blown away.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't
Did you
know
have that same
I didn't know
reaction?
people were like, yeah, the anime I get, number one animated film, but like,
Uh huh.
number two is Inside Out 2, and it doesn't have like crazy animation or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not like
Uh huh.
a crazy movie.
It's not a spectacle.
Yeah, so when people said it's the number one animated movie, I'm not like, oh, it's gonna have the best graphics. You know, like I didn't have, I don't think I had a, you know, my meter was not in the green or yellow. Like I was like neutral. I was like, okay, it's gonna be the number one, but why is it gonna be? It's gonna be the story, animated, everything in between. But bro, it's like it feels like grand watching it. I don't know how to explain. If you watch this on your
Mm-hmm.
phone, I don't know. Maybe because we saw it in a movie
Right?
and the scale,
You have to see this in the
like
theater.
it feels like what the heck am I a part of right now? Like I'm I'm flying with these angels and this like I'm not
Movies are back. Movies are back.
bro, I'm not even I don't want to jump to the end fight scene, but like the end fight scene is all you need to watch like in theaters and
Literally.
experience that to be like, yo, that scene was badass. But like I thought they were gonna have a Goku Vegeta moment, like, you know, when they blended. I thought they were gonna become
Oh, become
yeah,
one
like a
person.
teenager. So like one of the spirits ends up becoming dead and he's just a soul and the other one gets his body back and then they
Oh
merge
yeah.
and I thought they were gonna become a new guy, but then what they end up doing is like swapping his face, which I thought was kind of goofy, but I thought it was like
Yeah, they played it off like really well. Like I think it does like the concept seems like goofy, like you're not too enthusiastic about this
yeah.
dynamic, but then the way they play it. So like the first so Ne Zha has to basically take down some groups of bandits in order to like as his trials. And so he has like 3 or 4. The first one is the like hamsters or beavers, I guess, this little beaver
which
tribe,
which was actually
which
so
was
funny.
it was like Valerie was cracking up laughing, and I think the theater was too.
Yeah,
There weren't a lot of people, but I did
same.
hear some people laughing, and that fight scene was pretty cool and pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite, not my favorite, but I felt so impressed and like I was geeking out when he was fighting the father of like one of the main villains, the
Yeah.
teleporting guy. The
Yeah.
way they were showing his powers is I was geeking out because I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. The way he was like transporting everywhere, and then the fight just kept ramping up, and then as soon as that guy unleashed that bow with like 1,000 arrows to track him
Oh my
down,
God, dude.
bro, my jaw literally dropped. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like it blew my
Dude,
mind.
I'm so glad you felt literally when that scene happened where he's shooting one bow and arrow and then expands his bow and
Yeah.
arrow to be like a tree and he pulls like 1,000 arrows. I literally I look over to Kayla and I'm like, oh, and she's looking at me like, damn. And I'm like, I know,
Yeah.
right? Like, what the fuck? And he
And
fucking
then the
straight,
impact of like when it was hitting
dude.
the ground, I was
It's
like,
like boom, 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 boom,
holy
boom.
shit, like overkill. Like, but it
Dude,
was so,
overkill for sure.
yeah. I've never had my jaw drop like that in an action scene where like my eyes were bulging. Like, what am I watching?
Cause that scene was cold because it's kind of like the first time we've seen Ne Zha or you know whoever fight like someone with powers kind of in a way like
Oh
y-
yeah, yeah. Cause I think the guy with like the electric whip, who's that teleporting son,
yeah.
uh, he doesn't seem that strong. Like he seems like Neja could obviously beat him, but this seemed like a seasoned criminal who's like, I could actually take it to you, like if I wanted to, you know?
The father's son, he's brothers or supposed to be brother. Like I don't know why they call each other brothers with Ne Zha's teacher, right?
Mm.
Like he
Oh
kept
yeah,
calling him
yeah.
brother.
I think that might have been a mistranslation. Like that might have been like you know
Uh,
how some
really?
religions say like brother, because they also that fat guy
Mm,
also called the bald headed like the pig guy
yeah,
also called the
brother.
bald headed guy brother. I was like, they're not brothers. Like
Oh,
I
I thought
think
they were
it's
brothers.
I was confused on that because I could have
Okay.
swore somebody else referred to him as brother. I could be wrong, and you could
Yeah,
be right, but
everyone said brothers, so yeah, maybe if it is like how you said, like, oh, brother, hey,
yeah,
brother,
yeah,
but not
like a
like, hey,
term of
brother.
endearment or something.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But
But yeah,
also the
that guy.
beginning of that scene, dude, when were you as shocked as I was when the arrow didn't just go through the father, it went through the
Oh.
child as well?
Yeah, I was like, damn, bro, like sacrifice for nothing right there. A waste of a sacrifice. Like,
Literally. I
dude,
didn't think they would shoot an arrow through a child.
did that child not look really weird when he was a child form?
You think so? You think he
I
looked
think
too like googly eyed or something?
yeah, dude, like when the child would transform, I was like, ugh, that does not look right. Like that looks so wrong. Like it
He
was
is an
distracting.
animal trying to impersonate a human, so he kind of has an excuse, I guess.
Yeah,
But
but
I
the
wouldn't
brother,
argue with you that.
his brother is the main villain or whatever, and then he looks
Yeah,
normal. He doesn't look
he's
weird, googly.
not
Yeah.
as uncanny valley like you were saying.
Yeah, but that first fight scene where they actually had to fight the teleporting guy, it was just overall badass. Set the tone, especially
Yep,
with the angels guarding him. Like it was
yep.
just yeah, like it set like how badass some of these guys are gonna be, and then it just only ramps up from there because after that happens, that's kind of where the plot starts to shift because at first the whole main plot is the beginning is the reason the dragons attack, right? Is because
Hmm.
they're they think the sun is dead or something.
Or that they want Al Bing. They see that he has his body, but they're like, we're gonna hold the city captive until you actually bring my son's like true body back, not just his soul.
And wasn't it their fault to begin with that Albine's body got broken because they attacked them?
Not necessarily because it was the lightning curse that was put on Ne Zha and he helped him break the curse. So they
No,
kind of
no,
had
no,
nothing to do
no.
with that curse that was set on
N-
Ne Zha.
No, not the nation. No, no, no. So in the beginning of the movie, when they're coming out of the Lotus,
Uh huh.
and they're
Oh yeah, it was their fault because they just started
yeah,
firing. They were
yeah. That's what
firing,
I'm
asking questions
saying.
later.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's their fault that all this happened because what's his name? Na Bing?
I think it's Ao Bing.
Al Being, he's coming back to life. He's getting resurrected, basically. And the people, his family, is like, "Hey, why isn't Al Being resurrected?" And they're coming to kill them, like with no notice. So Al Being has to sacrifice his body to save his
Yep.
friends from his family. So now it's their
Yep.
fault. And then they're like, "All right, you have 7 days to bring him back, and it's
Yeah,
your
because of
fault."
my mistake. Because I
Yeah, because of
fucked
my
up.
mistake, because I messed up
Go fix my
seven
mistake.
days, and if not, I'm gonna unleash just lava on you, and it's your
Yeah, I
fault.
was
Like,
like, you're such a prick. Like, come on, you did that
yeah,
shit. Like,
okay.
calm
So
down.
if that's what the plot was, like, I had me confused when I was watching. I was like, is that what's happening right now? Like, is he mad because it's his fault? No way.
Yeah,
But but
basically.
so yeah, that plot is happening, and kind of where it shifts is when they reveal that the main what really happens with the main bad guy after seeing his brother get shot. Like he gets shot,
Yeah.
and then we're like,
And
oh
you think
damn,
he destroyed like everyone. Like he burned. Oh my god, bro, they showed the children like burned alive, like the dead corpses all around the place.
yeah, that
That
was
was
sad.
shocking to me.
That was they show like the bully kid who bullied him in the first episode,
And
him and
and
his
the little
mom,
girl, yeah,
like
and the
on the
little
roof,
baby.
and they show them charred on the roof on the scene before, and it's like,
Yeah, that was
why?
dark.
Yeah, that was so dark. That was actually like some of the darkest stuff ever,
Yeah.
bro.
You see their
Like,
burned corpses just in place there.
were you just like, damn, fuck that guy? Like, he killed all these people. Like, did you, like, how
I
did you
couldn't
feel
believe
towards the?
it.
Oh, really? You're like, damn, no
Cause
way.
yeah, cause what the parents did when they got petrified, I thought, oh, that guy petrified everyone. But then it was like, oh, it's just us two. I'm like, shit, they really died. That's so
Mm.
tragic.
And then Ne Zha is just getting super angry at this point because his parents are dead, and you just feel for him. And it's like, and this is what I really like. They really built a really good story here because they were trying to point you in one direction the whole movie on these guys are the villains, and yeah, they pull you under the rug a little bit by being like, no, actually we're the villains, haha, under your nose the whole
Yeah.
time, like. Yeah, like that's okay. Like I didn't care that hard, but I was like, oh shit, like these guys are I guess the evil ones. uh,
Yeah.
just kind of destroying all these monsters or whatever just to make their balls,
Yeah. I
which I was like,
loved how they made Xiao Gongbao. I think that's his name, Shang Gongbao. I love how
yeah.
they had him have like a redemption arc where he was like helping the city, give me your list of stuff and I'll help everyone. Like
Okay.
I started to root for him so hard. Did you care about him like that, or how did you feel about his redemption arc?
Yeah, I could feel the redemption arc happening when, the guy looked out for his brother
Uh
and
huh.
he's like, thank you. He's like, it wasn't for you, it was for the kid. Like a strong whatever goes a long way. He's like, I wasn't doing this for you. I was doing this for the kid. And then they
Yeah.
kind of showed him, wow, like this guy's like a good father or like a good person. And it did make him like, okay, fine, what do you need? I'll help you. And then he did have
Yeah.
the redeeming arc. So when he maybe murdered everybody, like I was jaw dropped, like, what? I was
Same.
like,
I thought
oh,
they pulled the rug out from under us. Like, yeah, you thought he was about to redeem himself.
yeah, I was like, no way. And then they show him like fighting everybody. He's like, no, I'm just gonna fight everybody right now. And he's just decking everybody. And you're like, what happens to him? And then yeah, they
I
show him
thought
at the
that
end
scene was
credits.
very badass because you see him basically defending the city on his own, and then he's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck it," and he just charges all three dragons at the same time. I'm like, he's a goat. Like,
Oh,
I don't know how you had him turn around with like a couple scenes, but he's fucking badass with just a couple scenes.
something I also really liked was the heaven world building they did. Like
Uh huh.
that felt like its own section. Every time they went there, I was like, oh, I really like how it looks. Like all the jade looks so smooth and crisp,
Oh,
and
true.
this all the set designs just were massive. And I was like, I love looking at this. Like it looks so
Yeah,
good.
like
Like,
the texture. You can see the texture, like you said, in the jade. Like, there's something about
mm-hmm.
it that looks
Yeah,
so like crisp, like you just said.
you can feel the smoothness on there or something like that.
Yeah, like the
And
marble.
I was thinking right now, like if we watch this in our TVs, I wonder how the feeling would feel watching it. Like I want to know
Same, dude,
like how it's gonna
same. That's
be.
why I'm trying to urge like Xander to go see this because I'm like, you will not get this experience ever again. This
Oh,
is like a once in a lifetime experience.
that's true, bro. That's true. You should definitely go tell them to watch it out, cause yeah, like they did really good on the scenes, and so like some of my favorite parts about some of the designs, bro, was the dad dragon not the most badass character you've ever seen, bro?
Yeah.
Like he had so much aura, bro. Like
He
when
did. His whole fit, his like aesthetic,
dude,
everything.
that bro was dripped out, dude. He had
He
the
was.
and then even his like samurai ability where he like slashes with the sword and then becomes like a wave.
Oh,
Like
uh-huh.
I was like, bro, that's so badass. Like all his scenes were just like aura farm, clip farming. Like he was just there. Like I don't know. Shout out
Yeah.
that guy.
He's almost like he kind of had like the aura of like a more noble Fire Lord Ozai, if you see what I'm
Mm,
saying. He had that look of like, like a king. Like he was a little bit of a prick, but at the same time you knew he wasn't like evil, he's just
Itachi
very.
vibes.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Yeah, like he's
Yep.
more all about his family, like he'll
Yep.
kill you for his family if he has to. So he's not
No
like
hesitation. Yep.
yeah, he's not killing for no reason. He'll do it for his son, and that's more respectable, I guess.
And I think also going back to the dragon story, we didn't really touch upon the dragons, but the dragons were like basically a big majority of this second one, which I really liked. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they played a small role in the first one, where it's kind of we just kind of saw their heads, and they really built them up because in this movie, like 30% of the movie is dragon stuff, or maybe like
Uh
20,
huh.
but still, it's like dragon stuff, and you see the dragons flying. The dad dragon comes out as a water dragon, and you know, even the dragons don't they call him brother and sisters? Weren't they calling
Yeah, I
each
think
other?
those actually like those two were actually his
Okay,
siblings,
because he
like
said nephew,
his
right?
sister. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So like, okay, so even yeah, you got to see all the brothers and sisters come out as dragons and fight, and when they transformed into humans too. I thought that was so cool of them, like actually transforming into humans and just fighting with hands, like combat.
Yeah.
I thought those scenes were so
I,
cool.
I didn't
The
even think
fights,
about them having like human forms. Even after I saw the dad
right?
had one, I thought he was just like, oh, he's the leader, so of course he has one. But then
Yeah.
when they transformed, I'm like, oh, they're about to do sexy dragon lady. I already knew they were gonna do that, and then they're gonna do the. I wasn't expecting the other two to look how they looked, but I like the callback too when they did the mist, and it's like the same exact joke where he does like the
Oh yeah,
transformation
yeah, that was a good
jutsu.
one.
Right? And see,
That was
if
a
you
good
hadn't seen the
callback.
first one, yeah, if you hadn't seen the first one, you wouldn't have been like understanding that. But that was a great callback.
Dude, yeah, the callback where he's in the mist and he's just transformed into him. And then in the first one, he's like, you got to pay attention to details because he's holding two instead of one. And it's actually the guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so funny. And then
He's
they
like, "What's the
redid it.
password?" You don't even know it. He's like, "Oh shit!"
I
He's like,
actually,
"Am I the
I
real?"
actually LOL'd so loud at that part, bro. Like the whole theater
Same,
was quiet. The whole theater was quiet. I was like, yo, I don't
same,
get it.
bro. That made me laugh out loud. That was a very good dumb joke. Like it was dumb, but it was so good.
Yeah, that was a dumb joke. The final fight scene, bro. We're here
Bro, let's
after.
talk about the moment before like things like,
Oh,
kick off.
were you surprised, or what did you feel about the plot twist of that? The good people were technically bad, and then also with the plot twist being given, did you still even think they were bad?
So I was expecting it because obviously there was something off. You know how they
Oh,
show like when there's different classes, the good class gets very like obnoxious and they treat people who aren't in their class, like they're less than them. I was like, obviously they're not good people because
mm,
they're treating others who like look different like badly. But I was pleasantly surprised by how much they committed to them being like kind of evil, like they're willing to make deals with the bad dragons, that he was willing to sacrifice the entire city like of innocent people just to further his agenda. And I'm like, damn, I like that they didn't try to make them seem like, yeah, but you could still be on their side. I'm like, no, they're on the good side, but they're evil as fuck. Like they are actually horrible
mm.
people, burning like innocent babies and children like alive in lava just to further his cause. I'm like, bro, you can't tell me that's for the greater good. Like, come on, like you can't tell me burying
Yeah,
everyone in lava is really for the greater good.
yeah, I
What do
guess.
you think? Oh, you were on their side?
Well, I was more like I did feel uneasy. I was like, I don't know, something's gonna happen with you guys. But when they
Uh huh.
gave the plot twist, I was like, I don't know if it hit like what. I was just like, oh, okay, wow, interesting. That's the plot twist. So
I did
I
like
wasn't
how they presented it.
I wasn't upset. I wasn't like, oh no, like you're the good guy. I see why you're doing it. I have empathy, Thanos. I get it. Like, no, I wasn't. It, wa-
Uh,
it wasn't like that. I was just like, oh, okay, like, whoa, what's gonna? I was just had questions. I was like, is everybody like on agreement of this, or is it just this guy? So like the other guys are good. Does that mean like the brothers are bad as well?
oh,
Because
that's a good question. The
you know what I mean?
Ne Zha's brothers, right?
Yeah, so that's why I was just when the twist happened, I had like some questions. I was like, what does this do for the storyline of all the other good angels? Because the other guy, the master sensei, like he had no idea of it, and technically he would be a part of those angels. So that's where I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe it's just the big head guy. So I just had a lot of things going through my head when the plot twist happened. So I
Mm.
wasn't like, yes, the plot twist. I was like, oh, what does this mean for the
Yeah, like it opened up
story?
other
Story.
doors you're curious about.
Yeah, but they did go all in after that. Of like, yeah, they're the
They
bad
did.
guys, and the
But
everything from the baby head guy. I don't even know what his name was, but him just going. Oh wait, before they even start the fight, they have the freaking big gongs, like the furnace, and then they just drop it down on the layer because he's like, "Oh, I have to rebel against the dragons because they committed this atrocity. So because they
Uh-huh.
burned all these people, we have to go exile them." But they knew, if we put our pot in them, we'll get a bunch of those beads that we need because there's
Yeah.
a lot of monsters there. So, so when that scene happened though, bro, wasn't that such a satisfying scene? You hear like the
Yeah.
oh, and it's like the big cauldron just falling down in clouds, like
It was. It felt so like massive.
oh, yes, bro. Such good moments. Like it just created these moments of like, wow, this is a scene. This scene is nice. Like
Yeah, my
it.
favorite. And be honest, be honest. Did
What?
you tear up at all when the mom died?
Oh,
Because I did. That was getting me, and
really?
I was just like, "Bro, go off!"
Oh,
I was so ready for him to go off, like especially when he started screaming and you just tearing his skin through the needles, like
oh.
he ripped his whole body apart. I was like, "Oh fuck!" And I was having like, I was so like immersed in that scene when it was happening.
I
Did it
did
not
not
get
tear
you?
up. I did not tear up, but I was like,
Emotionless. You're cold, emotionless. How could you not
okay,
tear up, bro? That scene
something,
was
some,
getting me.
okay. I'm sorry. I did not like the mom in this movie, and when
Why?
she, because from voice actor from one to two, they do a big
True.
change, and it's like
Huge change.
it was a little distracting. It kind of felt like, how I told you in King of the Hill, they replaced the Khan actor. It's like it doesn't sound the same, and in this one, they made her like I get it if you want to hire like 100% Chinese actors, but they gave her like a really hard Chinese versus in the first one. It wasn't like that. So for me, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I kind of didn't care. So in that scene, yes, I was like kind of feeling the moment, but like her dialogue kept throwing me off. And so her dying, I felt more sad for Ne Zha. I was like, oh my God, what's he gonna do? Like this dude is
Yeah.
gonna kill everybody. Like everyone's dying after this. Like his dad's dying. Everyone's dead in
He's
here.
unleashing the nine tails after this.
Exact, bro. I thought he was gonna just like erupt in there or something crazy. But dude, that scene is badass with the spikes coming out of the skin. Dude's like
Yeah.
just moving out of the spikes, just ripping his skin open. Like, oh, like that scene was so
Yeah.
badass.
That's how I felt too when the mom was hugging him because she's like, "This is my last moments." She didn't even flinch. She
Oh,
just let the spikes. You see them go through her as well, and she's
mm,
like, showing her love. Like, I don't care. And it's even like an exclamation point because from the very beginning when it did the flashback, you
yeah.
see how
Oh,
she was like, "You can hurt me. Like, I still love you. Like, that doesn't stop me from loving you." You know when he bit her as a baby. And then
yeah.
it's the same thing at the very end before she died. She's like, it's the same thing. Like,
Mm.
loving you, even if it hurts me, it's okay. Like, that's more important to her. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just, it's hitting me in the feels.
A mother's love, bro.
Mother's love, unmatched,
Unconditional. Yep.
unconditional.
Even the callback to the beginning of the movie, which is the one I saw more of, the
Uh-huh.
callback to the first movie is actually way better. But in the second one, when he's flying away and the mom's like, "Give me a hug," and he's like, "No, mom, no, that's
Uh,
embarrassing." And then he's flying away. He's like, "It's not like it's gonna be the last time." And then
oh,
the
yeah.
next
And
time
then
he
she
sees
gets her
her,
hug.
yeah, is the last. I was like, "Oh,
It's
that
so
that
sad. I know. It's such a good,
that hits.
such a
That
good
hits."
setup.
Yeah, Rip Mom, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rip Mom,
Rest in
she was
peace.
badass. She had
Yeah.
badass fighting scenes,
For
which
real.
which
But
they
I
didn't
don't.
show in the first one, and then out of nowhere, the second one, they're just freaking the
They're
best
going
fighters
ham.
ever. Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't disagree with you. Like I can't say you're wrong at all because it's not like they gave everyone an update. I think they kept like 9 out of 10 voice actors, and then just the mom they changed her to an
Mm,
extremely hard Chinese accent, and just her. Like everyone else is has American accents and
yeah.
kind of sounds very similar to the first, except for the mom. Which I love Michelle Yeoh. She's iconic, and I like her performance in this. But I can't even disagree with you. I'm like, yeah, that's the one voice that they drastically changed.
And I saw some articles going around that they say they only got Michelle Yeoh to promote it and get the movie up
Yeah,
more,
yeah, for
and,
sure. That's for
and people
sure.
I don't know if this was true. There's like Ne Zha American theatrical release only made like $1 million, and
Yeah,
they were like,
it's
they
like
were like,
1% of the revenue.
they said, did that cover Michelle Yeoh's salary? And I was like, damn,
Literally.
okay, whatever. That was a good one,
Yeah.
but. So yeah, that scene was bad. I thought they were gonna hit a traditional Dragon Ball Z fusion. Like I was just waiting for that, and I think it's gonna happen in the third movie. But I thought it was gonna happen in this one. But I'm not mad that it didn't happen. Did you feel like they were gonna have like a team up Kamehameha moment?
I did think that was gonna happen. I did wish they let Al Bing shine a little bit more because I'm like, him
Yeah,
and Ne Zha are two halves of the same like pearl or like chaos thing.
yeah,
So, they should have him have his moment, like maybe in the third movie. But I want him to have his moment where you can see he's just as powerful as Ne Zha because there's two halves. Like I don't know
yeah.
if it was explicitly said that the red half is way stronger than the blue half.
Maybe, but he has been shown to just throw way better hands though. Like I don't know if they've had
Yeah,
a straight on fight, but like when he would take over, he just had way better coordination of everything.
that's true. He
Which
really
yeah,
only struggled when he was like double teamed by those dragons or triple teamed.
which I do wish, like you said, if they showed him off more, like he had good powers, good like maneuvers. Everything about him was cool. Like I do wish
Yeah,
there was more. Yeah,
yeah,
it's called Ne Zha, so I mean, and that can't even be mad, but it's literally
yeah.
called Ne Zha.
Did you know that they're doing a universe like the MCU with this?
No, you told me that. How are they gonna do an MCU with
Bro, so they're doing like a
this?
movie on like every mythological god, and there's actually another movie, and there was a post-credit scenes like Marvel in this one. I didn't watch it because haven't seen the movie of this character, but there's this movie. I think his name's like Zhang Zi or something like that, and it's set in the same universe as Ne Zha, and he makes an appearance at the end of this movie, like in the post-credit scene.
Wait. At the end of Ne Zha 2?
Yeah, like there's a post credit scene, but I didn't stick around for it.
The post credit scene, unless there was two, shows two guys walking into the Jade Palace.
One of those guys has his own movie already that came out in like 2021, I think, and artistically it looked incredible, but it's not as silly. They say it's a lot more serious compared to Ne Zha.
But I think those two guys that walked in are Ne Zha's brothers.
Really?
I think so. I think that's who they are. Were they not?
I didn't
Because
see it,
you didn't see it, right? Okay.
but
Dude.
I was reading about the credits, and that's what all the articles were
Oh,
saying. Were saying that it was that character.
oh, okay. So maybe it wasn't, but they looked the exact same. That's who I thought it was. Because at the end credit, it shows two guys walking in. And unless they made a movie about the brother, I'm pretty sure in those articles that you read, they would have put this is Najal's brother too.
Okay,
So
it's called Jiang Ziya, and it came out in 2020, right after Ne Zha. And so they say Jiang Ziya shows up at the end of Ne Zha too. Now I'm invested, bro. I'm probably gonna go see his movie as well because they're building like this universe supposedly. Like they explicitly said they're doing it like a MCU style, and that kind of makes me excited because they're putting out some pretty fire movies. And if it's only getting better with each one, I'm like,
dude, animation team is gonna have to be great. Oh,
yeah.
is that what his name is? He doesn't show up at the end unless there's another end credit scene. It's definitely not this guy.
There's probably another N one because all the articles I was
Mm.
reading was saying that like they showed him to explicitly show like we're officially connecting everything and you can expect more from this universe.
I swear it looks just like those phantoms we saw when they were talking to the brothers. But the animation team, a fun fact about this one was they had 4,000 animators and 138 different studios that worked on that. Like, bro, how, like, imagine the story and how deep all these people must know a story to work on a movie for 5 years. Like,
Right.
bro, like, These people are invested in Ne Zha at that point. Yeah, they said they worked 5 years to try to create like next level tech for water, fire, and the
Be
lotus
innovative.
petals. Yeah, like and it showed, bro. I think the animation was
Yeah.
so crisp and so
Yeah.
many. I can't say it enough of that. I feel like animation for me carried a lot in this one, even though the story as well is like right there with it. I just feel like I can
Yep.
really more talk about the animation, how great it was, and the story is like, bro, you just kind of have to see the story to like be like, yeah, that's a good story. Like I can't be like this scene was the story here or something. I'm like, this scene was nice because badass and what they did, and it was because of this part of the story.
Yeah. Are you ready to rate?
How many demon orbs?
Demon. I was about to say that. How many
Mm.
evil dragons would you
What would
slay for
my
this movie?
evil dragons? Damn.
I have to
Eh,
specify because you know the leader's good.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't slay him. I'd slay the sister. Um, to be honest, man, 1 out of 10. It's a tricky rating, bro. But I think hands down, I'm gonna have to give this movie 10 out of 10. Like, I'm slaying all 10 dragons with a sword for this movie, bro, because I think it's just great. I think it's one of the most spectacle movies to see in theaters. I still don't know how it's gonna feel watching it at home, if it's gonna give the same vibe, but watching it in theaters, a big screen with scenes that are just so crazy. Like we didn't even talk about that scene where all the angels are lined up and then they all come together to sit on top of the tree
Yeah,
and the whole
yeah.
tree just pushes down on the cauldron lid. Like, bro, that scene was so epic. Even just fighting the Buddha guy after Ne Zha transforms into his final form, hair in the air, monkey Luffy D5, whatever. Like he was locked in there, bro. Like I was like, yes, like animation is great, the scale is great. I think watching one just is kind of a must before going into two. Don't
Yeah,
think you
I
can get away
agree.
with
Like it,
two.
it, it
Like
just helps so much.
it helps so much in that you get familiar with a lot of the characters so that they feel like good going into the second one. So
Hmm.
I mean, definitely watch the first one. I'm slaying all 10 dragons, bro. How many dragons, evil dragons, are you slaying for this
Bro, I'm slaying 10 dragons as well.
one? Let's
Like you
go.
said,
First time
this is the
picture, 10
first
out of
ever 10
10.
out of 10.
Let's
Bro, let's go. I
go.
was like, I walked into the theater and Valerie said 10 out of 10. I was like, yeah, like this was fucking incredible. Like you said, the spectacle, the like emotional weight as well. I felt like sometimes the emotional weight can't keep up. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like it was 10 out of it's just I never felt like anything was lacking. Like this movie from the very beginning just kept going and going and going. There was never like a dull moment where I'm like, okay, I can't wait to get through this moment because I want to get back to the action. The entire movie was fucking 10 out of 10 from beginning to end. That's our first ever both 10 out of 10 rating, isn't it?
Maybe.
I don't think we've
I'm not
ever
mad.
both given. Me
I'm not mad
neither.
about it.
It's
I'm not
bro,
mad
it's a
about this
great,
10 out of 10.
fantastic movie.
Like we didn't even give Superman 10 out of 10 and we were like dummy hyped for that. But this one is like solid. I'm trying to think if we've given. No, I don't think so. Maybe we
Yeah,
gave Madam Web 10 out of 10, but I don't know. But
maybe.
10,
Yeah,
10
that
out of
spectacles.
10 first time pictures, first time, baby.
If you guys have a
That
chance, please go watch this movie in theaters. I checked, and Wednesday is the last day you can
oh,
like see it in IMAX and everything. So go get your tickets, go see this movie because you're doing yourself
g-
a disservice if you don't see it in theaters.
go watch the first one. It's on Netflix. It's on Peacock. And
I'll
then
give you my account. If you need to watch it, I'll give you my account.
and if you need after that, use our promo code to get an AMC StubHub subscription, and then you can go watch it in Dolby for free. Because
Yes.
then the next movie you can go watch again for free. Three free movies a week, by the way, in Dolby if you
Yes,
want them to be.
sir.
AMC StubHub.
We're
Okay,
sponsored.
yeah, we're
Sponsorship
definitely
incoming.
sponsored. Yeah, TBD, TBD, TBD.
TBD.
I yeah, I think that was good. I think we both loved that movie, bro. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Glad we both saw it in theaters because we're both like, yo, we both saw it in Dolby. We know how loud Dolby is,
That's
how great the
true.
screens are. Like,
Our experience was like a 1-to-1,
mm,
comparison. We didn't have a different viewing experience at all.
literally. So we both can appreciate what the viewing experience was and the story it gave because it
Yup.
was definitely an event to go watch. I feel like we're overhyping it, but when you go see it, you'll be like, okay, I see where some of the hype some comes from.
Literally, I thought people were overhyping it and it was gonna like be not that good to me. But I'm like, even with all the hype, I was just like, fuck, this is great.
And it's also going to be crazy because it's the number one animated film. It's probably going to sit there for a while. So people are
Yeah,
always going to have to talk about what the number one is. And we're like, bro, that's a great movie. I think it deserves to be number one. Like,
for sure, for
not
sure. Like
Chinese propaganda.
compare this to Inside Out 2. Inside Out 2 was the number one before this. I've never heard a
Yeah.
single motherfucker tell me to watch Inside Out 2, but I'll tell you to go watch this movie any day.
I agree. I agree. Anthony, do you have a movie for next week?
Yes. So, have you ever heard of a movie called Prisoners,
Hmm. No.
starring Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal? Yeah, this is the same guy who made Dune 1 and 2, Dennis Villanueva. I think that's how you say his name.
Okay.
But this movie's incredible, and I'm not gonna even tell you anything about it.
Prisoner.
It has Paul Dano,
Oh.
Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal,
Oh.
some other
Jake
characters.
Gyllenhaal.
Yep. I think you'll like this one. I'm not gonna even tell you. I'm just gonna
Okay.
surprise you.
Nice. So next week we're finally reviewing a movie that didn't come out this year,
Yeah.
and
Back to
it's been like five movies.
crossing one off the list that we have to get to. That's already been out for a minute. But tune in next episode to hear Julian's thoughts. He's never seen the movie, and this one's pretty iconic. So if you want to hear his first time reaction on this first time pictures pod, tune in next week.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.